What's up, 559 and surrounding communities? Also, I know there's people from Brazil watching now, so welcome to our podcast today. Today we have two special guests that are very known in the community. And before I introduce them and call them to the table, I wanted to let you know that Enzo is in vacation, so he's not going to be here for a few episodes, but he's coming back at the end of the month, and you guys will see him here. But for now, it's going to be only me. And I wanted to thank you guys for watching our first episodes. I don't know exactly which one this is going to be. It's probably the third or the fourth. So I just wanted to say that I appreciate you guys watching and leaving comments on our first episodes. It means a lot to us and gives us more energy to keep doing this and bringing more figures from the community. And all right, let's introduce our first guest to the table and start our episode of the day. So our guests have carved their names deep into the fabric of the Central Valley soccer scene. And the first one of them is a midfielder, and I've done some research on him in the past few days. I've known him for a while, but I've done some research on them. And the first one is a midfielder with an impressive career across high-level environments. He graduated from Cal State LA, where he made deep national runs. He's going to tell us a little bit more about that today. And he also played in a few competitive programs in a few soccer clubs in the community. He suited up for Fresno FC, played professionally overseas in Slovakia, and is now considered nothing short of a club legend by the fans of Valley FC. And so let's call him to the table. All right, Tovar, come on.
Where do you want me to go? You over here?
Come talk to me first.
Hey, I'll come over here. Got you, my boy. What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Good. All right. Let's call our second. Let's call our second guest. So he holds the defensive line with grit and leadership. He represented Fresno City College, UC Merced, Valley FC, and even played professionally for CV Fuego a few years ago. Off the field, he has been helping shape the next generation as a varsity assistant coach at Justin Garza High School here in Fresno, and all while continuing to play at a high level for Valley FC. And we're going to talk about this long journey today. So let's welcome Marco Torralva to the table today.
Thank you for having me, Gabriel. Thank you. Tovar. Okay.
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you.
All right. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, man.
Feeling good here?
Good.
Good,
Going
yeah.
on.
How you guys feel in front of the cameras?
A little nervous, a little nervous. Making my podcast debut tonight, but
So I know we just played. I'm gonna keep myself out of that. I don't want to be talking that I done the things with you guys, but you guys just came out of a conference final this past weekend, and I wanted you guys to give us a few details about the game. How was it? How did you guys feel?
Go ahead, Tovar. Am I talking to the mic?
Yeah, bring it close. You hear your voice, so you
As far
feel
as-
it. Yeah,
Oh, this sounds nice.
there you go.
As far as so recap over the game, I think it was an exciting game. I think for the fans, I think we put on a good show. Whether the result was a little big, but I think overall, I think we put on a show for the fans. I think they got their money's worth, and then the people on the outside, I think they got what they wanted. We got the dub. So I mean,
Yep.
I think it was a good Sunday.
yeah, no, I mean, on my part too, I definitely agree. I think good result for Valley, obviously, and yeah, just in general, I think it was a good event for the community. A lot of people showed out. I think I from what I understood, there was like 600 plus people for local.
That's what they said.
That's something like that.
I was
that's
thinking like
crazy.
something like 400, but I didn't count it.
I don't know if they count Esquadron and all them because that's like
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Overall, it was cool though, man. It's always fun to be a part of those types of games. So
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I've been very amazed at how Selma coming into the game has changed the environment in Fresno. It's not like before it was only Valley FC. The games would be full, but there was no rivalry. And now with Selma, the environment has changed, and like we have been talking about the games during the week and social media, everything. So it's really changing, and I like to see that because soccer is growing in the community, and this type of rivalry is good for it. Even though a lot of people are creating some drama about it, and but I think it's good. It's good to have this drama. It's good to have the fans talking to the other team's fans. You know, it's pretty good. That's how the
Competition.
community will grow.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree. I agree. We talked about it a little bit as well. Obviously off camera, but how it's just overall, like you said, minus the drama and all that. I guess that's part of it though.
Yeah.
It makes the rivalry fun,
Yeah.
but it is pretty cool to see that part of the um, soccer community thrive in that regard. But yeah, I think I really hope that like beyond me and beyond our time here, that's something that future players get to experience. Like, do you want to play for Selma? Do you want to play for
Yeah.
Valley? And keep that going. I think that's a super cool aspect of it. So
Exactly. And hopefully we'll have more teams, like not only this two, and maybe in the surrounding cities, like
Yeah.
Selma is Selma FC, but they play in Fresno. But hopefully we'll have some teams from Madeira coming in. I know
Yeah.
Madeira Evolution
Yeah.
is growing. They almost got the promotion this season. Maybe next season they will get the promotion, but
Yeah.
hopefully get some teams
Pretty
from
cool.
Merced, from I don't know, other areas. Maybe Valley and Selma will go to other divisions too, other leagues. So
As a
Pretty
plan, I
good.
think we're trying to keep going higher, right? I think
Mhm.
that's what they were talking about. Yeah. So hopefully we
believe
can.
what's the plan? Haven't heard
Well, no,
about
it's
it.
not. It's not really a plan. It's just like a goal to plan. I mean, at least was it League Two? Get to
Uh-huh.
League Two eventually, and then
Yeah.
hopefully you keep rising, and then you end up in like League One.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like
That's
that's
down the road.
that's down
yeah.
the road.
2 years.
I mean, I have no clue on the time. No clue. On the
Yeah,
time.
it would be pretty nice. Like I don't think there's any other teams in League Two that have the amount of supporters that Valley FC has.
Uh-huh.
So it would be a really good addition. I've also heard that for League Two you have to have like 5,000 capacity at their field or something like that.
I have no clue.
It's I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I know in terms of my past experiences with League Two, that wasn't always the case.
Uh-huh.
Like where I've been other,
You're
obviously
playing
other
pretty
games.
small
and-
stadiums.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you've been
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, have you played League Two
Mm.
before? Okay, you should have. Honestly, you should. But yeah, I think it's definitely doable in the future. I don't know what it takes, but that'd be something that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
To get to.
Yeah, it'd be pretty nice.
You know.
Hopefully we'll still be playing.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Sunday
right,
league.
What?
So Sunday League.
Yeah. Well, so we're almost getting to the Veterans League.
Almost. Huh?
There's
When's
a
that
few
start?
more years.
Over 30s, over 40s.
What's the age?
35, I think. Yeah.
Hey, that's you, Marco.
I'm getting there. Got
How old
gray
are
hairs.
you?
28. Right? I'm gonna turn 29. In a month? So I'm getting there, bro.
Please.
I might be the league MVP, bro. At this rate.
Yeah, we're gonna join Quincy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, John Quincy.
So, all right, moving a little bit from that. I wanted to start the episode asking you guys how it started. Start from the beginning, So how it started. When did you start playing soccer? How did soccer come into your life? What do you remember about that?
For me, I think it started with my dad. I started playing when I was like I want to say 4.
Uh-huh.
I don't really remember too much from when I was really little. I just remember I was playing with Sacred Heart. Like they were like a small school off of like Shields and like Maple. I don't even know if that's right, but it's a little school over there. I would go every Saturday. I remember waking up early, playing. My dad would take me everywhere to play. He would always take me to trainings, always take me to practice, take me to the games, and kind of evolutionized from there. Kept playing, and then I didn't play club until I was, I want to say, 13 or 14. So I started club very late. Honestly, I think I wasn't the best. I wasn't the best until like around high school. I think I got better around high school, but up until that point, I don't think I was like a good player. But obviously things, you put the work in, you eventually get better and better, and then I could say I've done pretty well from where I started.
Mhm.
But I mean, some of the very like vivid memories I remember are just like scoring like when I was little, I was an animal. I was just super fast. So I was just running by kids. I was just running by. I mean, this is like U6s though. So I mean, who really cares? U6s, U8s. I was just running by kids, and then that's kind of it. I don't really remember like U10s, U12s. I don't remember any of that. I just it's like a big old blank. But yeah, that's kind of my youth.
So what I asked in the other guests in the other episodes was like, because you're telling me when you started and where you used to play, but like I come from a background that soccer is like a religion, you know.
Uh-huh.
So in here, I can imagine how it was when you were a kid, and if soccer is not that big right now, it was probably even less when you were a kid. So
Yeah.
So the question is, you started playing more because of your dad. Your dad knew like to watch soccer. Like, how did soccer come into your life? Like, cause did you watch it on TV? Like this?
I don't really remember watching it. My dad played when he was. I mean, my dad played a lot in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
He came from Mexico, so he brought that kind of like that culture of soccer to me and then my family. So I mean, I also remember just always being at his games. He would always have games like on. He would play like at Callaway Park. He would play at the Dump.
He was in the Sunday League.
Yeah, like Sunday League, but even during the week, I just remember like he would take me, even if like sometimes I didn't even want to go, but he would still take me, and honestly, I'm very grateful for that. Like raining hard, I don't even have like a umbrella. I just have like a big jacket. I'm watching his games. Like it's a hot outside, I'm still watching his games. So like I think that really helped me, just fall in love with the game and then have a passion for it, you know. So that's kind of how it got into my family. His dad, and then my dad, and hopefully continues like that,
Yeah. Do you remember like watching soccer on TV or something like that?
I just remember watching rival like America versus Chivas. That was like a big thing because I'm an America fan, and then my parents they're Chivas fans. So from such a young age, I was already going against them. So I remember watching those games when I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up until now. Like I keep watching those games, try to keep that rivalry. But they kind of watched. It was always Mexican League. I didn't know anything about like Barcelona. Like I didn't know anything about Real Madrid, Man U, none of that. I only knew Liga MX. But back then it was called something else. It was like I forgot what it was called, but it wasn't called.
I think it was something like BBVA, something like that.
Something like that. I think even that was like the second. There was another name as well that I remember. So that's what I remember from when I was little. Just Mexican League.
Yeah, that's cool. I like to ask these questions because, as I said before, for me it's a religion. Like my team is if you change your team in Brazil, it's like I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Like you're crazy. So I like to ask because I know that in the U.S. soccer is not the main sport. And I don't know how people get into soccer, but it's nice to hear about it.
Yeah. I guess in my kind of upbringing too, that was so I started off kind of the same way, just like kicking the ball in the backyard type thing. I think I was like 5 years old, and then I got into playing like for my elementary school, like I don't know, some summer league type thing. Had a cool coach at the time, and he made me like kind of really fall in love with the sport. And during that time, I do remember watching like Italy, France World Cup final, like Zidane, headbutt. Like I remember that. That was like my first real memory of footy. And then my family were like Chivas fans, Mexico, so I would watch all those games. I remember there was like a time where like Mexico upset Brazil. I think it was a friendly. To be
that
honest.
was the Olympics,
right?
Yeah,
oh, was
2008, I think.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I was young. I can't really remember the details, but I
was
remember it being
horrible.
a super big deal. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you remember it, but and then I really got into footy though. Like I remember the World Cup of 2010 in South Africa. I remember getting up every day at like 5 a.m. Watching the games. And I spent my whole summer, and I remember it inspired me to go out there and kick the ball at the school, go train a little bit off the wall, whatever I knew how to do, And then that's when I really fell in love with the game. Probably that World Cup, and it just like took off from there. I feel like, so that was my kind of upbringing with footy. So.
Who were you guys' like favorite player that you remember when you were a kid? Like when you started watching soccer, like, oh, this is my favorite player.
It was always Iniesta for me. Iniesta, man. I remember when he was like, even young Iniesta was nice. I mean, obviously I was a Barca fan. Like once I got old enough and like understood enough to like I get to pick a team, don't just like whatever. I didn't really watch Chivas all too much, even though my family did. But I started watching Barca right away, and Iniesta, Xavi, you know,
Yeah.
like those guys were it for me. So Iniesta was always my favorite.
This is something you just said about Barca. This is something that is different in Brazil too. Like because here you said like, oh, I was old enough to pick a good team. Like
Yeah.
in Brazil, you don't pick a team. Like if you were born in
into
if
it.
you were born in a Jew family or in a Christian family, you are that religion, you know. So in Brazil, if you were born in a family that supports this team, that's your team. That's it.
Wow.
So
You don't have like there's never like that one like brother that supports the you know
Yeah.
the other
Coach
one.
Tovar.
there is, but it's probably like in a family that they were not like super crazy about the team,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you, Tovar? What was your favorite player?
Well, like I said, I had no clue about Europe, so the only players I remember was like Cuauhtemoc Blanco. Like my dad loved
He's a goat.
Bofo, like because he was a
Bofo.
Chivas fan, so he loved Bofo. He had like, damn, I don't really remember their names. But as far as like America goes, like Salvador Cabañas was another like big player that I remember playing or like watching a lot. Like I would watch for his games, and then kind of similar when I started branching out into Europe. I think my favorite players then. I think at the time, it was a young like CR7, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Like when he was at Man U, he was still like super young. So like, I was young, and then like, whenever it wasn't even at my house. It was when I would go to like my friend's house. They would have all the channels, right? So then we would watch some English football, or we would watch some Champions League, whatever's going on. And then I just remember seeing like Man U and then Ronaldo just like running at people and like doing all these crazy moves, triple scissors. People are on the floor, they're trying to tackle him, like 2 foot him. No, like I remember that. So like that's kind of where, as far as Europe goes, it was Cristiano Ronaldo, just because that was kind of one of the first teams I saw, some of the first players I saw. But then as far as the Mexican league goes, I'm a little bit more familiar, and then it was those names, right? Like Cuauhtemoc Blanco I was a big fan of him.
Do you think that, going off of topic right now really quick, but do you think that without comparing their careers, but do you think that Mbappe looks kind of like Cristiano? Go get your water.
His water, actually, yeah. No, it's Kumquat. Shout out Kumquat.
Well, shout out to them. Not yet. They need to be here on this table. I want to see their brand here.
Yeah, it's true. We gotta get him up here.
I've been trying to contact the CEO, but haven't got any answer yet. So I'm waiting for you.
Come on.
Yeah.
I have it on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, I that's where I tried to talk to him, but I didn't get any answer yet.
But what was your question? Oh,
If
Mbappe
you-
and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think Mbappe's numbers right now are like far ahead of everyone else's, right? At the time, or am I mistaken?
At the same age.
At the same age, I know.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Lamin's
I don't know.
numbers are up there
Haaland's
as
also
well.
going crazy.
Haaland also. So Haaland,
Haaland
Lamine,
is-
and I think Mbappe, their numbers for their age of Ronaldo and Messi.
Mhm.
I mean, they're so far ahead of them right now.
It's just different.
That
though.
doesn't
It's
say
like-
a lot.
it
Though,
doesn't say a
because-
lot, you know?
Because Neymar had
Yeah,
bigger
his
numbers
was
too. You know?
crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you compare, what's funny when you compare like Neymar at like 28 to Ronaldo at 28, Neymar
Yeah.
I think had the better numbers actually.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, we can talk about that all day, like the injuries
We need
and then,
Carlitos
like
here, bro.
R9 and like
We need to bring Carlitos and Marco back.
Okay, so just them two. Just put up Barca
We'll
right
do
here.
that,
and
we'll
Madrid
do
over
that,
here.
we'll do
Shout
that.
out to Carlitos, yeah,
Jeez.
for sure.
Oh, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, write it down.
Yeah, man, it's funny if you look at our DMs, me and Carlitos, man, shout out to Carlitos. We go at it, but it's all love. It's all love between me and him. But
How did that start though? Because a few years ago when we were playing at Valley, I didn't know about that. You know.
no,
And then from nowhere, I see on social media that you and Carlitos
When you guys were at Valley, right? Together when we were at Valley
we
together?
would just mess around. Like,
yeah,
I
and then
don't know.
it progressed.
It progressed, bro. And like now our DMs are just flooded, bro. Like it's just like I'll send like 10 posts, just being a troll. He'll send like 10 posts, and like it's just funny.
Good times, banter.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So moving forward a little bit, I wanted to hear from you guys a little more about your college experience. So, what led you to college? What made you choose the college you went to, and how was your college career? I know you both have some really good experience, so I want to know a little bit more about that.
I know. So mine was, like I said earlier, I don't think I was the best in high school. I think I got better towards my
And you
senior
played for
year.
Bullard, no?
For Bullard, yeah,
Mhm.
here locally, Bullard. I don't think I was the best. So I didn't really. I actually had no offers like at all out of high school. Like not even. I mean, I had one at like a D3, but it was like no, I'm not gonna go over there. So I ended up going to City.
Which one was it?
William Jessup. It's called
Oh,
William Jessup. I think
uh,
it's in. Was it
I've
in
heard
your
about
division?
it.
No.
No,
They
no.
were NAIA at the time.
At the
Yeah.
time, were they? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was,
I think I've played against them, but like as a friendly.
yeah. So it was
Yeah.
that back in a long time ago. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna. So I went to City. Luckily, I think I did pretty well at City. I think my first year we lost a couple games. We didn't make it too far into the playoffs. I want to say maybe we lost in quarters or 16, but in state. So which isn't too bad. I think I did well. But my sophomore year at City, we had some good players. We had lots of good players, and we made a run. We went all the way to state. We lost a state final in PKs, which is the highest we can go back in JC. But after that,
Because Fresno City plays a conference that is all in California, right?
Correct,
There's
yeah,
no, it's not in JCA.
yeah, it's not the
Mhm.
other. It's not the other. Yeah, apparently
National
there's no nationals for
Mhm.
junior college, or at least our division.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
not
no,
really
yeah,
sure.
because the rest of the country I think is in JCA, so it's there is national.
Really,
Yeah.
wow,
I thought they should compete in that because City's always.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
pretty
doing
good.
well.
Yeah.
So we did that. I don't after City. Did I have any? I don't think I had any offers after City either. Maybe it was just me being not aware to promote myself or
Mhm.
send my film out there. I wasn't really diligent with all that stuff. But luckily, what happened? We in the Final Four game. Cal State LA. They went to go watch one of my teammates, and I did pretty well. They invited me to their ID camp. So nothing concrete yet, but I went with this is like my last chance. Not
Mhm.
even I didn't even get something from FPU, which is the local team here, right?
oh,
Like,
he said like not even from FP,
I meant they're here locally. Like, come on, how your boy out, But I didn't get nothing from FPU, so I was upset. But luckily, Cal State LA, they just happened to go watch the game. They saw me there, and they invited me to their ID camp. I went to their ID camp. I went in pretty fit, I would say, because we were doing a lot of fitness, but a lot of playing. And I just remember I was actually doing very well. I'm taking people on, I'm putting people in, and that alone that sparked their interest. So they invited me back to another one. I did well again in that one, so they offered me a roster spot. At the time, I don't think it was for athletics. I had a good amount for academics. I was always decently smart in school, so I had some academic scholarship, and then I believe they gave me a bit for athletics, so I had to put the rest up myself.
Mhm.
But once I got to Cal State LA, I noticed. I think I elevated my game elevated so much faster just because there's a bunch of foreigners on our team.
Yeah,
We had people from
Iceland,
Germany, Norway, Iceland, Spain, where else? All over, right? And they were ballers, top players that just didn't make it D1, so they came D2, and we were at Cal State LA. My first year there, what did we do? We won the tournament, the league tournament. Right, we didn't win league, but we won the league tournament. We made it to the what do you call it? NCAA tournament.
Uh-huh.
What do we call it?
Yeah.
National tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it to the national tournament. We won one game. I believe we lost the next. Right, so second year I did bad in grades, so I took a red shirt year.
Wait, so you only played freshman year at Fresno City?
I played 2 years at
Okay.
Fresno City. Played 2 years at City. The second year at City is when we lost the state final.
So you went to Cal State LA, then the first year you guys
for-
lost in the playoffs?
Yeah, for first year I lost in playoffs. My second year, supposed to be my senior year, I had bad grades, so I couldn't play. So I was just training with the team every day. Honestly, it's I was a knucklehead, but it kind of worked out in the end because when I got to play my senior year, I think I had a bigger role. Our whole team was either juniors or seniors. And it just worked out where I was a senior at that time. We went undefeated. We won the league. We won the league tournament. We won our top 8 in the whole region, the West region. So teams from Oregon, Washington, California, New Mexico, Nevada, all those teams, we were the best team. So we made it to the Final Four. We won the Final Four. We went to the national final, and then undefeated, by the way, crazy. And then we lost the national final. Wow. We lost the national final, and then I don't even know, bro. I don't care. It was some team from the East Coast. And at the game it was snowing and raining. First time I ever played in snow. I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
How did you feel?
Freezing, bro. freezing and devastated. Oh, I was so cheesed. Like I was depressed after that. I was like, imagine me. I'm a senior. Like I can't try and do this again. Like I can't try and do this again. But like imagine like a sophomore or freshman, you gotta do all that all over again. That's tough, bro. Like it's a grueling season. It's a long season. You're doing fitness every day. You're trying to get better every single, and then you gotta do it all over again. Like, but that's crazy part is like right after me, COVID hit. When I graduated, COVID hit. So the following season, all those same players, the ones that didn't graduate, they went back and they won the national final. Yeah, crazy, dude. That is that's insane. To get there once is hard.
It's hard, yeah.
And then get there again and win it is
basically
insane.
in a row.
Basically in a row, bro. Crazy.
Did they go undefeated the next season as well?
I think they only lost, I want to say 2 or 3 though.
They had that big guy from Iceland in the middle, you remember?
The center back?
Yeah, I don't know, because then later he went to play professionally for Las Vegas Lights, and then I think he was a midfielder or something.
Norway. He's from Norway. He's from Norway. He was a...
Oh, the guy was like...
massive.
Yeah.
Big, fat. Like, was he fast? His name was Morty. Or we call him Morty, but his name was Morton. Yeah, he was from Norway. He's a big center back. He's hella technical, and then he went to go Las Vegas. He went to Las Vegas. I think he went to OC, and then I think he retired after that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he like coaches. He trains kids. He trains like kids, professionals. He trains. Yeah, he has a good like thing going on over there with some of our old teammates.
Well, let's let Marco tell him his story, and then I have a question about that he already played professionally, so he's gonna match the question after.
So I guess my story. I was in high school, kind of similar to Tovar, to be honest. I mean, I didn't really rate myself as a player in high school too much. I had a good season my senior year for sure. I didn't play my junior year in high school because I was playing with the Odyssey Academy at the time. We were playing all the MLS academies, like LA Galaxy, Earthquakes, all those guys. I was playing with like Johnny Navarro, Anthony Velarde, like all those guys. So the thing is, it's funny because we actually results-wise were terrible. We probably won like 3 games out of like 30, but players-wise, we had a really good team.
Really good squad.
Like, really good squad. It's just, I think the environment during the academy didn't really set us up for success. Tough to find, a field to train on, going to Visalia, training in Fresno, training in Clovis, and like, when you have kids from all over, these surrounding cities, it's tough to get them all in one spot. So, overall, I don't think we had the right environment, but we did get better as players, So we took that into our senior years, and I know, like, there was a couple good players, like for instance at Reedley, like I said, Anthony Velarde. There was like Jose Vargas, like those guys were ballers, So they went to their high school, balled out. I went to Central, I did well my senior year. Very similar, didn't really have any offers. Was struggling. I remember I kind of just sent like a flyer, like an email type thing, just like hoping something works out to UC Merced. It was a brand new program. It was their first year. The year before I got there, when I was a senior, they played their first, collegiate season, new school. And my sister went there. She went to UC Merced just for school. So I knew about it already and stuff. So anyway, I sent this email, and the coach, Albert, he went out to go watch, I remember, a playoff game. I actually think it was against Bullard. And we lost that game in pens. I actually missed my pen, shocking. But overall, I think I did solid. So the coach was like, "Yeah, you did well." And he was actually there to watch one of my friends, Dylan Risconi. He played at FPU. He was like one of the best players in the Valley at the time. So went to go watch him. He saw me out of it and was like, "Yeah, like we'd like to see you out there." So went to go train with the team. Just like on a random like Thursday or something, did pretty well, and then it just sparked interest. And at the time, Albert was just interested in getting good players. Didn't really care what position. He's like, new program. I just want to build players who know how to play soccer. So I ended up going there, and I was actually supposed to like redshirt. He was like, "Hey, you're coming in as a midfielder at the time." He's like, "You're coming in. We have a senior, who's, senior captain. He's plays your role, So maybe you develop first year and go from there." And I was like, at the time I was cool with it. I was like, whatever. So I go to double days. I go in super fit, preseason, and just did everything possible. And I had a really good preseason, left a really good first impression. And then honestly, it worked out. I played just about every game, honestly, starting from the first game of my freshman year, and I developed a lot. More than anything, I got confidence, though. he gave me a lot of confidence that like I can, you know, I can play at this level, and stuff that I just didn't really have that self belief before. So yeah, had a really good career at UC Merced. The team definitely got better and better every year. He started getting better recruits. So by the time I was a senior, um, we ended up, going to the national tournament. I think we lost in the first round, I want to say, but just a good experience overall. We always had a good record and all, but we just always lose the conference final. There's actually a team, an NAIA team, so we're NAIA, but there was a team called Marymount, and it's funny because these guys had nothing but international players, right? Like their whole roster, and which isn't uncommon in NAIA, but point being, it came out after I graduated that this Marymount team doesn't even exist anymore, but they ended up like getting caught up for recruiting like professional players, and so they had to forfeit all their championships. That
I
they
feel
won.
that a lot
They
of
had
the
championships. They won
Bro,
championships.
they won all. Like they won them all. Like, but I didn't win a single conference championship,
Because Marymount won them all.
because they won them all, bro. Like literally, like. and it
I
just
feel
had
that a
nothing
lot
but
of
pro
the
players.
NAIA teams do that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
On the low.
I mean, I
Like
don't know.
if you played pro and you came to junior college in the US, you
Yeah.
can go NAIA, you can go in NCAA, then you go
Yeah.
to NAIA.
That's the thing too about NEI. It's interesting because like overall, it's the competition isn't great, but once you get to like the top 10, 15 teams, those 10, 15
Yeah.
can compete with any level. Like at D1s, the top D2s, like those guys are really good.
Mhm.
I actually think like Marymount might have had someone at Cal State LA, dude. I forget his name, but he was a left back. I think he was like from like
Alex
Israel,
Covarrubias.
maybe.
Oh my gosh, yes, I think I know who you're talking about. He was like hella techie.
Dude,
Like,
baller. He played at Marymount one
Oh.
year, and then I think he went to Cal State LA.
I'm gonna have to look up his name.
Yeah.
But
But he
You
was
think he
nasty.
played pro before?
No, I think he did. He had to. I remember there was one
was
guy
so
my
good.
freshman year, dude. He was like, they had a 6, this Indian guy, but he came from like Chelsea's academy, and bro, just unplayable. Bro. This guy was
Next
unplayable.
level, bro.
He was the next level. He was like, and he had a full beard, bro. I'm 17 years old. Like, it was like, I had no chance. You know?
No, I know some people that played NAIA that played pro, and like they never found out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Like, how did you find out? Yeah, it's so hard.
So, I don't know, but that was my college experience. It was great, honestly. UC Merced is definitely on the come up. They're on their way to. They're going to be NCAA Division II. They're going to be in the CCA with Cal State LA this coming season. So I'm pretty excited to see how that goes for them. Because I've always felt like they can compete, but that's a tough conference. So.
That
They're
conference
they're
is
playing
toughest-
Pac West now, no? Or no?
No, they're going to be CCAA.
Oh, the one that
I think
FPU is
that's
going
the
to.
toughest
Yes.
conference
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
in the nation.
It's got to be for D2. Yeah.
Because I mean, there's
two.
Cal Poly Pomona, Dominguez Hills goes to the national tournament.
San Jose State, no?
No,
The D1.
that's D1.
Oh yeah. What's the one from San Jose? There's one.
From San Jose,
I think so.
San Marcos. No, not San Marcos.
San Marcos too, no? Is in this conference.
Yeah,
San
no.
Marcos in the
Yeah.
conference.
Now FPU, UC Merced.
FPU will be
is
there,
that
yeah.
it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna be, I
It's
think
a
not
tough
next
conference.
year, but the one after. I wanna
Yeah,
say.
no, FPU plays this season. Pac West is the last one, and the next one they go to CCA.
Yeah, dude, that's dope. Honestly, it's super cool because I like that rivalry. Like we're talking about, like FPU Merced. That's like you
Yeah.
know, that's gonna be pretty dope to see. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I wish I was. I mean, a lot of things happened after I graduated from
Yeah.
FPU. I was like, bro,
It always
why
feels
is
like
this
that, huh?
happening now?
Like
Yeah.
it always feels like that.
Yeah.
Like at Bullard, at City, at Cal State LA. So
Yeah.
much shit happened after I graduated. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on.
So at that point in college, were both of you wanted to become pros already or not? Like was
I
that
want
a
to.
goal for
That's
you?
always
or
a
not?
goal, right? Like, I mean, you play. I mean, I feel like everyone at that level plays footy, and they have that like mentality, right? Like, oh, I want to play pro. Like,
Right.
you
But
know,
like a lot of players have the desire, but
That's
it's not
true.
their goal, you know.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think at the time, that was my goal. Just because I seen it, I was so close to it. I mean, LAFC trained across the street, like from here to the
I
parking lot.
remember that. Yeah.
LAFC trained right there, so I could see it. Sometimes I go watch the games, like, oh, not their games, but their training sessions. I'm like peeping through like a little window, like, or a little door, like that's as much as I can see. I'm like,
It was
looking
crazy
at
when I went to play against Cal State LA. I saw that and I was like, bro, what is that really
Yeah, right there.
That's
LAFC here?
wild.
Yeah, and then like sometimes on rainy days when they don't want to mess up their field, they come train on our actual field,
Uh-huh.
and then our coach would just let us know. We'd go sit on the bleachers. We'd just watch their training. So I'm that close, right? Like and it's so cool to see that. And it's so cool to see like a lot of my teammates, they went pro. I mean, I think there's almost out of our starting 11, I want to say like 6 or 7 got to play pro from that team that made it to the nationals. So, I mean, like I was always around that environment. I always wanted to be there. Like when we would come home, we would train with pro guys.
Yeah.
I mean, even if like they're our friends, but they were still the pro guys, right? Like Cheney, you have Elijah, Johnny, I think was pro at the time.
Cheney was there?
No, when we would come back
here.
home. When we would come back home. So that's always, it's right there. Like for me, Marco, and like whoever else was training, it's so close. So that was always a desire, always a want. So I started training for it, and then COVID hit, and then I mean we just went hard. Like we went hard for a year. I think we were doing like double days, triple days.
There's nothing else to do.
There was nothing else to do except train. Yeah, so we were just training every single day, and then that was kind of the goal.
Let me see. Maybe that's Lucas.
Probably is Lucas. Looks like a small body.
Look what he brought.
Also, I don't know how he got to keep the trophy.
Love it.
Because I don't have a car.
Here we go. Here we go.
We got a bike.
Get that.
A bicicleta.
King is welcome.
Hey, look, I bet you didn't have these
What's up?
in your interview.
No. No introduction needed. Huh?
All right. We are in the middle of the episode already, and the reason why.
Yeah, move that. He's like Mike Wazowski, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, but now in the middle one you were.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Actually.
Put it more to the front, more here.
Right there.
There you go. There you go.
Who cares about that top left one?
And then Gabi's.
Oh, now I'm covered.
No, but you said it's only the top right one that matters.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm covered too.
Mapala.
Perfect. Love that.
Aqui. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we are in the middle of the episode, and now I can't see both of them. But I asked if both of you wanted to be pros, and here goes the first yellow card. There you go. And the question for both of you, I have them here. The first one for Tovar is, what happened? I know you both are used to it already, but I had to give the first one, you know?
Go crazy.
So, what happened that you didn't stay in the professional level? So you ended up signing a professional contract, and what happened there? Like, why you are not a pro right now?
People don't know about this, but I actually did very well. I think I scored. So, they play a different like a league out. So they play like a Premier League, like right. So you play 19 games in the.
Who?
So
What
my
team?
team. So I was I forgot.
I had it here somewhere. Wait, I'll read it.
Yeah, read it out.
Shocking.
For Inter Bratislava.
Oh, Inter Bratislava, FK, Football Club Inter Bratislava. Yeah, no. So they play 18, 19 games in the fall, and then play 18, 19 games in the spring. So I joined them, and at the middle point, I joined them in January. So I was there from January to June. July, because when I came back, so I was from January to July. Their goal was to promote. They were in the 3rd division. They wanted to promote to the 2nd. You get more money. Like it was run properly over there. And the reason why I didn't stay is at the time I had an agent, and he actually messed up on our visas. So he messed up on our visas. I did well my first year, or my first season there. I was supposed to re-sign. Like I had already talked to the managers and whatnot, and then they liked what they saw. They wanted to re-sign me, and on top of that, there was a team already in the 2nd division that wanted to sign me. So I had options to stay there. We had a 3-week break once the season was over. At the time, I was going to use that 3 weeks to just stay in Europe, go visit around and whatnot, but it was originally 2 weeks, which is why I was going to stay in Europe, turned into 3. So I was like, oh, fuck, like I'm going to go back home. I haven't been home in like 5-6 months. Like I want to go see everybody. So we went home, did my thing here at home. And then when we went back, there was another guy went back early, and they pretty much just told him like, hey, like
You can't come in.
you can't come in. Like you don't have the proper paperwork. I mean, we were freaking out. We were like, yo, like,
What did you need? Was like a work visa or
we
something
needed
like
a
that?
proper work visa. Yeah, we needed a work visa. We got into the country just with our contracts. We got out of customs. We showed them our contracts. They let us into the country, and they said, hey, you need to have a visa by 90 days. And I remember always going to these meetings with my agent. We were always going to these meetings. We were always going to these offices. We were always doing like something. And I'm like, okay, like we're getting it done.
Yeah.
Turns out we go back, like nothing was done. Like it wasn't done properly. And do I blame them? Maybe, maybe not. But at the same time, our neighbors, so like we're in California. Let's pretend California and Oregon, right? So Oregon is Ukraine. Was it Ukraine? Yeah, Ukraine. Is it Ukraine right next to Slovakia? I want to say Ukraine.
I don't know.
My geography's terrible.
Yeah. I want to say Ukraine. So at the time, Russia and Ukraine started.
Uh-huh.
And that was like a big old war. Still kind of going on. Is it Ukraine? I feel like I'm wrong.
Let me
Look
see.
it up real quick.
Oh, Lucas has my phone.
Lucas.
Where is
town.
Slovakia at?
Slovakia. What's right next to Slovakia? I want to say it is Ukraine. That's the only. I can't change that.
Dale. Tell me now.
Hurry up.
So where is it at?
Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine. Okay.
Ukraine is next to it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Russia and Ukraine just started.
Mhm.
Like while my season was going on, Ukraine and Russia just started. So we got a big influx of, like migrants,
Mhm.
refugees. People were getting they were trying to run away from the war, so they were coming into the country. And apparently at the time, the president of the country was at Slovakia. He said hey, we're shutting down immigration offices only for refugees to come in, try to fix their paperwork and whatnot. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what kind of sidetracked me, and I wasn't able to go back, and nothing.
So you never, when you came back to the US, you never went back?
No, couldn't. I was like an illegal immigrant over there. Like I got into the country illegally. I overstayed what I was supposed to stay, and then they're not gonna let you go back in there. So that kind of messed everything up. Like I had a good season. I was excited. Like I made friends over there. Like the country was like beautiful. Like I was super close to like.
So you had like a good.
I had a good experience.
Uh-huh.
Like I had a good experience. It's crazy. Like I would go to like grocery stores. I would not understand the language. I wouldn't talk the language. Like I was a nobody over there. Like it was cool. Like it was a cool day. Everyone rode by like buses, or they would ride bikes. There was cars and shit there, but that was the main transportation. They had a pro team there, first division pro team that would play Champions League. So we could go watch those games.
In the same city?
The same city.
Nice.
It was like 10, 15 minutes away from my apartment. It was 10, 15 minutes away from my apartment. We would go there. I mean, it was super cool. I wish I could go back. I mean, now I wish I could go back, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it was so much fun.
And then after this happened, your agent didn't try to get you another team in somewhere else, or?
No, like after that, like the agent kind of like, maybe he was embarrassed, bro. Like, but he kind of like ghosted almost in a way. So like I kind of lost contact with him, and nothing really developed there. I was still training and everything, just trying to hopefully get back and whatnot. But I was still training to maybe find a team here, and it just never worked out after that. Like they really say, like once you get in, it's hard to stay in, and like find it. Yeah, like I agree, it's hard. It's hard. So it is what it is. I mean, maybe everything happens for a reason, but
I believe in that.
knows?
I believe that everything happens for a reason, and
It's hard. I don't know about that one. It's
Like,
hard. It's
there's-
hard to like follow that one.
like I had my desires too. I had my goals when I came to the West, and things didn't happen the way I wanted. But I see why they happen, and it's just life. Things happen, and they're supposed to happen that way. Someday we'll understand, and that's it.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
then.
That's the thing too with footy, man. Like you gotta, so many things have to work out.
Yeah.
In your favor, and you gotta get very lucky at the end of the day.
No,
It's
yeah.
crazy, but
Lucky
and like in my
Yeah, it's not only soccer. Like go to Brazil, go to a favela, you'll find 3 Neymars there,
No,
5
yeah.
Messis, but they're never gonna get out of there.
Exactly. I think like when Rafinha said that, he was like, dude, in my favela there was tons of players way better than me, and
Yeah.
I'm just the one that like kind of got lucky to get out of it,
Yeah.
But it's crazy, man. And like even in my experience, right? So like I didn't have to play overseas, which I think it's cool to play overseas. Like I almost kind of wish I had that experience sometimes, but I had the benefit of playing in my hometown, right here in Fresno. And that was dope, man. Like I played my one season there. I mean, it was a lot went down, man. At the end of the day, we had 3 different head coaches that season. Like it started off with Profe Jaime Ramirez. He's the one at the end of the day who gave me the opportunity. You know, and then he left, and then it was Milton. and then after Milton, it was Martin Vasquez, and um, different experiences with all three. And trying to learn to navigate that as a first year pro was difficult.
Where were you before you got signed by Profe? Like, where were you playing?
So I played Valley FC before that, and then I played a season with Academica in the summer,
Uh-huh.
and then so Valley FC was like put me through in the beginning of the year all the way to about July, and then August Academica started out in Turlock, so I played there with them. I was there for a while up until a couple months. It was 2021, I believe. So maybe till like September. Kept training. I knew that Fuego at the time was new team coming into town, professional team. I knew that Milton was going to be the assistant coach, and I was training with Milton every day. So just like working my heart and showing him more than anything, like, yo, I can,
Yeah.
if everything goes well, I can be, deserving of this opportunity. So just kind of showing him, that and using my connections in that regard. They invited me to a couple combines, and I did well. There was two of them. I did very well in both, I thought, at least. I don't know, maybe they didn't, but
I know I did all four.
yeah.
'Cause
I think I went
yeah,
to those
I went to
tryouts
one.
at Clovis North.
Garbage. No, it was at East.
There was
Yeah,
one
yeah,
at
East,
East and one
yeah.
at FPU,
Yeah.
I want to say.
I went to the
But-
Clovis East.
I did absolutely awful. I did awful.
Were you on my team?
I don't remember. I honestly.
Oh,
just,
but I
blacked out
feel-
from that. I don't really
I feel that in those tryouts they already had their players. Cause
Yeah.
in my team, bro, it was like the players that no one wanted,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like okay,
And
and
the
I
thing-
was still in college.
for me too, I was like in a mix of both. Like I was on a team that with like players I could tell they wanted, and then sometimes like I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But it ended up working out, man. They offered me the contract, and then I played my year. And man, honestly, it's funny because like I feel like overall I did well. It took me some time though. Like I remember preseason started in February, and like February to like late March, like a month and a half, I was not up to par, and I'll be the first one to admit that, But then it was a huge learning curve for me. Like it started like this, then I really got the hang of it, and I took off. I feel like and got comfortable there. Got some opportunities. It's funny. I joke with Milton. I'm like, dude,
You went
so
undefeated, no?
yeah, man. It's funny.
Yeah, Milton was undefeated.
I joke with him, dude, because I got my 6 games in. I have like 6 professional appearances there, and I won every game that I played, which is funny because like I mean that year we only won like 8-9 games, so to win 6 of the games that I played is pretty big, So got a couple starts, and did well in them, and then my opportunity just like came and went, man. Like I remember they got a couple new signings. We were on a winning streak. I started. I had 2 games where I won back to back. That I started. The third game, they just left me off the roster. Didn't even make the 18. And I remember they were going to go travel to play Charlotte, and they lost like 4-0. They lose the next game 1-0. They lose the next game like 2-1. And I'm thinking like, what do I got to do to get back on the roster, man? I'm training hard. I'm working hard. I did well. Didn't work out, and
Do you know what happened there? Like why they took you out of roster?
man, I have no idea. They like didn't never communicated with me, and so, this happened for the last like 13 games of the season. Didn't make a roster, and that was honestly the most difficult thing with footy was like knowing that
You're not gonna
Saturday's
play.
gonna come, and you're most likely not gonna make this roster, and you still got to like show up
Train
and work
hella
and
hard, yeah.
try to prove yourself. But so I don't know, man. What the advice that I tell like the players that I coach and like kids that I work with is just like, dude, footy is all mental, and if you're not willing to go through that mental battle, you're not going to be successful in it. Because I saw that firsthand. But then end of the season came, we had individual meetings, and I remember they told me so that the first day they had a list of 3 days, and the first day was players I can tell they were not going to return. Like players that they didn't play or whatever. And so they were going to have these meetings, and I could tell those meetings were going to be like, we're going to let you go, So I was the last one on that first day. I remember I showed up to mine thinking it's like, all right, we're going our separate ways. Well, they're like, hey, Marco, you actually did really well. You showed some great things, and we appreciated you having you. You were professional, about it. And so we want to invite you to preseason next year, and bring you in with the new group of guys, And so I was like, kind of like, shocked. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. Cool. I go home and I think about it, and I'm like, you know what?
But no contract.
No contract. Just
yeah.
go to preseason. We'll see from there, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? It's the same coaching staff. No one on the staff is changing at this point. You saw me train every day for 10 months. What is going to change? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I can and can't do at this point. Like, what's those 2 weeks in preseason going to show you that you don't already know? So I go and I show up and I have a meeting with them. I'm like, hey, look, with all due respect, like, I don't think I have much more to prove. You know, like I said, you guys know the player that I am and that I'm not. So respectfully, if I have a contract, I will definitely show it's preseason. If I don't, I'm not going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just stood my ground on that. And then they were like, I mean, if you're giving us that kind of ultimatum, it's probably not going to work out. And I was like, it's probably not
You
gonna
gave
work
the
out.
ultimatum, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how my experience went, man. And then just kind of basically didn't show up to preseason. And then, yeah, then the next year, like, Jermaine Jones was there. And, you know, it was different. But, yeah, so I don't know.
Well, but what we
difficult,
heard
but
is that it was even worse.
record-wise, for sure.
Wow,
I
that
mean,
big.
I can't really speak because I wasn't there to see it firsthand
Yeah.
every day at least. But there was like 4 weeks where I was training with them. So I saw Jermaine Jones like up close. They invited me to go, you know, just be a number out there. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. You know, why not? So I don't know. That's a different conversation. But I just thought he was cool, man. Like I understood where he was coming from, but obviously some other stuff came out that I really can't speak to because I don't know exactly all
Yeah.
the particulars. But you know, yeah, crazy.
Maybe we'll hear from it someday.
We're gonna get Jermaine Jones with a double yellow.
Imagine. I don't even know where he lives.
I think he's back in Germany. Man.
Yeah.
Germany, I think.
He's always cool though, man. Jermaine Jones. He hit me up one day. I got a random like call from him. And I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, you have a jewelry store." My parents own a jewelry store, and I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I want to buy a chain," and I was like, "How'd you get my number?" You know. Like, and then, so yeah, like I met him up. He was, you know, I took him to my parents' jewelry store. He got like a new chain fixed, the whole thing. I don't know, and he was always super cool though. You know, he was. I thought he was. You know, I had no problem with the guy. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him a few times at indoor in
Oh,
the
yeah, he played
in the
at
tournament. Yeah.
No, he played in a league.
Uh-huh.
He was like D2 or D3.
Oh, yeah?
or
He
something.
played.
Yeah, he played
Oh, wow.
with Eddie. Because Eddie had a
Interesting.
team, and then some other guys, you know, they're on division like 2 or 3 teams, so nothing too intense.
Yeah.
But he would come and play, and everyone was like in awe. Like, you know, I mean, you have Jermaine Jones, like, you know, in the World Cup bangers.
What did you think? Like, oh, this guy is crazy.
I mean,
like,
this guy was going crazy if I remember, but
Yeah.
I mean, he was moving hell, like run, like yeah, you can tell he was different.
it was
level.
different.
Even if he's like a little bit older, but he's still like different level. You can
Uh-huh.
tell.
Dude, he's a tank, bro.
He's a tank.
He's a tank, that guy.
Fuck yeah.
Crazy.
What's that goal that he scored that everyone knows?
He's Portugal.
Against Portugal, yeah.
2010,
14.
14
14.
in
Yeah.
Brazil.
Cut into his right.
Uh-huh.
Curled it. Wild. I'll never forget where I was, too. I remember seeing that. I was like, this guy's he's probably my favorite player on that team, dude. So when he got the coaching job here, I was like, bro, this is wild. I remember I was coaching with Justin Garza. We're at Buchanan Harold S. Young tournament. He was there with Eddie, just watching high school games, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go say what's up to him and stuff, but just like introduce myself. But I thought, dude, he was cool. Like he was always out in
No
the
complaint, no?
community. Like I said, going to indoor. I mean, he played with Selma. Like
Uh-huh.
I thought he did his job to put his name out there, even though people
community.
didn't like it. But I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. All right. So before we move to the last yellow card, I wanted to ask you guys about what's going on right now. Like, you guys are both playing for Valley FC right now. I know Tovar does some coaching. Marco is Justin Garza. So, what are your expectations for the rest of the season? And then after that, like, just talk a little bit about what you're doing as a coach.
I guess expectations for the rest of the season. So it's 32, round of 32. We have, let me see, 32, 16, 8. We have 3 games before we get to where we made it the furthest ever, you know, as Valley FC. So
Quarterfinals.
It's 2 games. Around
2,
32.
2, yeah.
16, and then the round of 8, though.
Yeah.
However you think about it, you know, round of 8 is as far as we made it.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to get there
2
again.
times, no?
Just once.
No,
Was
I
it
was
twice?
there once, and then
Twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vibes.
the one at.
Inland or something.
Oh, we're supposed
Yeah.
to play at Cal. We were supposed to play at Cal State LA, and then we ended up playing at this small. Nah, they messed us up, bro. If we play at Cal State LA, it's a big field, like, and we're good at moving the ball. Like,
Mhm.
nah, we would
Uh-huh.
smack this mic. But I mean, those are expectations. Get back to final 8, and then get over that hump, right?
Yeah.
Win it, make it into the final 4, and then I think we have a good. If we can make it to the final 4, I think we have a good shot. Because then we
Yeah.
start playing these teams from the East Coast.
And this time is gonna be here in Orange County again,
is
no?
it in
It's in Orange County.
Oh,
again.
so
Yeah.
I mean that's a big plus for us.
Yeah.
It gives us something to work for. You know?
Yeah.
So that is once again that is our goal, trying to make it there, trying to pass what we've done in the past, and it's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind, but I
And
think we
as
can do
you
it.
as you said before, like when you were talking about your experience at Cal State LA, like once you get there and you lose, and that already
Tough,
happened
bro.
twice,
It's
like,
mentally
Yeah.
draining. It's
Yeah.
tough. I know we've lost a couple players because of that. Whether it's like they leave to another team or like they just like end up stop playing.
Yeah.
You know, because it is very hard to just go through the whole season just to try to get to that one goal again, right? Like
Yeah.
if our goal is to win league, like we play 8, 9, 10 games and then we're league champions. But that's that's not really our goal.
Yeah.
Our goal is to be national champions, and at that point you gotta go through a whole season, right? And that's what 5 months.
5, 6 months.
5 or
yeah.
6 months of just grinding for that long. I mean, you don't. I mean, if we're taking it serious, you can't really go out. You can't go on vacations on like the weekends. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You limit yourself to a lot of things.
and you get to a point now that, like, if you are in season and you lose a game or you tie a game, it's fine. But now, like, you
Yeah.
can't do that. So
You can't do that. You got to be on your A game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of our players, going crazy the night before.
My bad.
But it works out, It works out, But so
spending
hopefully
3,000 per game.
3,000 a game. I think you got to go like 5K now per game, bro.
Yeah, it's
like,
got to be 5,
5K.
7K. Come on, Milton.
it's not easy. It's not easy to win games in the playoffs. You got to pull out the checkbook. But I mean, our goal.
I
make
wonder
it
how
to the
much you
Final
were
Four.
getting paid. It's probably like 1/3 of that.
Shit, man.
Yeah, that 3K. You gave him.
I
I
wish,
gave him
huh?
1K for that game, bro.
I might as well. The performance I put, hurt my back carrying the team. Fuck.
It hurts.
Yeah, but
Well,
you know,
last
like I put you in front of the goal, and then you scored.
Oh yeah. You did so much for me,
time.
Gabi.
Gabi, yeah.
Yeah,
with
you
the
did so
assists.
much. That's the best assist you've ever given. Fucking guy. But
honestly, though, this is like the part of the season though where like I look forward to. Like,
yeah.
dude, the thing is with me, I mean, like I said, be 29. I don't have the same passion for footy as I did before,
Yeah.
and which is okay. It's normal, But like when we get to this point, it's like now this is like where I still get excited. I still get like
A little nervous.
Not even nervous, just like anxious. I want to just
Excited.
do it already.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, I get the butterflies. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is
It's
the
like
part where it
now
gets
now
fun.
we have other responsibilities, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, once you're inside the field, it's like, okay, nothing else matters right now. It's only
Right.
this,
Like I look forward to Saturday. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Just get out there.
Sunday, 5:30.
Sunday, my bad.
We play Sunday, 5:30. So yeah, look excited for Sunday. But man, I mean, there's not much to say.
Yeah.
We play at home. That's a big,
Yeah.
big advantage.
Big advantage, man.
And then the
then-
next game will be home too, or not? The
Ah,
next
a
game, I
neutral
think, is
site.
halfway,
it's
no?
somewhere in the middle.
Because
Yeah.
because the last time we played in
Oregon.
Tahoe, remember?
Was it
Yeah.
Tahoe?
Yeah. Was Tahoe?
Well, last season we played, or whatever
yeah,
season
that
we
one,
went,
yeah.
we went in Oregon.
Yeah.
So we played at home, and I think we went to Oregon.
Things
Right?
like halfway
Was that
between
right?
the teams.
So when I played, because I didn't play that last season when you guys.
It was
went to
Tahoe.
Inland.
Yeah, when I was there too.
Yeah. When we all played together, it was Tahoe.
And that was the
and
team
then-
from Idaho.
And
And
you
then
guys
us-
played that Bellevue team again, didn't you?
Bellevue?
Last year was Oregon.
But
Yeah,
you
last
played
year
them
was
in-
Oregon.
You played them in Oregon.
Yeah, because the team was from Seattle.
Same
Yeah.
team though,
Yeah.
right? That Bellevue team
Also, we played them 1 year at Tahoe, and then the next year at
in Oregon.
Oregon.
No. I never played Bellevue.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
would know.
No.
They have Brazilians.
No. We played Idaho.
Yeah, we played
That time at
Oh, that's
Tahoe.
right.
It's
that's right.
cutthroats or something.
The
Idaho
potatoes team.
Cutthroats.
Nah, that's crazy. Yeah, we played. So it's a neutral site. I mean, hopefully it's not too long of a travel, but I feel like we can win our next 2 games. I mean,
Yeah, we should be favorites in the next two, especially this one at home. I mean,
it's a home game.
it's tough to do
Yeah.
this at home, but the next one, I mean, who knows? I've never played either of those teams. The game that I'm like kind of circling though, if we get there, obviously
the
take
eight
care of
game,
business,
final 8
is
game.
that final 8 against. It'll
Could be
most
LA
likely
10.
be against that LA 10 team.
Uh-huh.
They're pretty
Yeah,
good.
I
And
saw.
they got some good players. So
They're undefeated.
They're
Undefeated? No, they
undefeated,
didn't even tie a game. They won every single game.
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, they should be pretty good. But I know like last year or last season, whatever, Folsom played them, right? And Folsom made it, to the national championship. But I was talking to my friend Juju, who plays for Folsom, and he was like, "Bro, that team, out of all the teams that we played throughout I think that team was cracked. I know they had a couple guys who signed pro after that season. One of them was at Alta,
Mhm.
and he's a baller, dude. His name was Jerry. I kind of saw him out there because I was at preseason with them, and dude, yeah, I was like, this guy's nice. And it was his first year playing pro, but but he's like a big player for them. So they should be pretty solid, dude. Honestly, the LA team, but obviously we have
2 more
to take
games
care
to go
of business
before there.
before that, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be fun.
yep.
All right, so let's move to the second yellow card. So this is the last question, and then you guys get your red card, and then out of here. Not even in the
Finally.
bench. You gotta leave.
Okay.
So, so since Tovar asked the first question of the yellow card, that was about what happened to his professional career, why he's not a professional anymore. So the second one is gonna go to Marco. So let me change the camera here. There you go. Yellow card to you. Don't complain. Just here. Just listen to me. If you complain, you're gonna get a blue card. So the question for you is, tell us about that red card in the national quarterfinal for Valley
this
FC.
guy, bro.
and
my.
Do you think that the end result could have been different without that card?
What a goofy all.
So I'll give my answer for sure, but I would like your guys' feedback as well, to
Yeah.
be honest, because to tell the people listening who don't know about what happened, right? Playing against again that quarterfinal game, we're losing 1-0. They had some quality players. I think overall we had the better team, to be honest with you. But anyways, we're losing 1-0. Getting back into the game, about 30th minute, more or less. Abraham, classic kind of hothead, but he likes to. I know what I know now. He likes to get in the head of other players, and that's his game. So I remember he was, talking smack to one of their players. I see that he kind of like put his head in the other guy's face, and then that guy kind of gave him a little headbutt real quick. Campos completely sold it. He falls to the ground, and trying to get him a card. Well, I run over there and I saw a couple of their players like getting like real close to him on the ground, like almost stepping on him. So I just run over there and just kind of gave these two players like both a shove on their chest, like back up. And then I remember I was shocked low key, but one of their players kind of like went and like acted like he was gonna throw a punch. Obviously nothing happened. I was just like, bro, get away. So anyways, I'm thinking at this point I'm getting a card, like a yellow. I did not expect a red. I did not expect a straight red for a push to the chest like that. Like I don't know. So that's essentially what happened. I definitely don't think it was worthy of a red card, especially in a game like that. Like let the players play.
I think the red came because he wanted to give a red to the other guy, so he had to give a red to us too.
Yeah, which I thought was shocking. But I mean, I would have been okay with yellow for him, a yellow for me. We keep playing, and then don't do anything else. I think that was probably the fair way to manage the game. But, it's UPSL refs. You're not going to get you're not getting Champions League refs at the end of the day. But that's what happened. I think it's unjust. But, yeah, do I think the game would have been different? I remember going off the field, and, again, their best player got a red, and he was, the one making things happen for them. I get the red, and while I think I could have helped the team, I think our 10 that was left on the field versus their 10, I was like, oh, we got this.
Yeah.
These guys are going to come back on. We have a lot of quality. Maybe we're better off if I'm off and he's off as well. I think we're better off. I mean, they had a guy who looked out of shape, man. He had 80 pounds overweight. I was like,
The defender.
Locked down the center back. Bro.
I was like, guys, if this guy's off the field, we're going to be fine. So I remember feeling confident, but then watching the game, and I just felt like we were struggling to, create anything. And not that I'm, a creator by any means, but I don't know, maybe my presence, I don't know. So, yeah, I still feel like we had the better 10 left on the field, but maybe it would have been different, But I'm curious to know what you guys think. I don't know if it was still 11v11. What do you guys think? How would it happen?
I just think you don't even get involved.
Yeah.
Campos did his job. Don't let everyone let him get stepped on. Fuck it. But 11v10 after that, we're chilling.
Yeah. No,
Fuck it.
definitely.
Let him take one for the team. Get stepped on, your hands, your foot, whatever, bro. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll get stepped on 10 times if we're going 11v10, bro.
Yeah, that's facts.
Don't get a red, and then we win that game, and then we win nationals.
Yeah.
I'm not even here anymore. We're pro. Marco's pro. Gabi's pro. Fuck
We
it.
almost went though.
We almost won, but it didn't.
No, we almost went pro. I'm saying after that game.
I don't know where. Not me. Damn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Gabi?
Yeah, what do you think, Gabi?
I think that I somewhat agree with Tovar. I wouldn't get involved either,
Yeah.
but I understand that you're a different player than me, and at the same time, I think that I agree with you. Like I think we had a better team, and that guy was their best team, their best player. So
Right.
when they lost him, we definitely had better chances. However, I don't think that was what made the difference in the game. You know, I think we lost because we had some young players playing that game, especially in the second half,
Start going long ball.
and that made the difference. You know, like we had some players with experience, and if these other youngsters had a little bit more experience, maybe we could have won. You know, because what the other team did, they just sat back and started following us and kicking the ball away. You know, they weren't even trying to attack. So I think we just had to be a little more calm and keep attacking, because in the first half we almost scored 2-3 goals, you know, and in the second half we had the ball the whole time, but we didn't do anything with it.
Exactly.
So we were just playing long balls to the area. They had that big ass guy in the back, and he was clearing it, and you know, they had the Argentinian in the middle. They had a lot of experience, was getting to our minds all the time. And you know, for me, that was the reason why we lost, because we fell for their game. We didn't use the time with the ball that we had. You know.
Yeah. No, and honestly, it's funny because like after now knowing what I know now, if that situation happens again, I don't think I'm getting involved. You know, because I've already done it once. It didn't work out. You know, but yeah, just looking forward though, I think it's funny. I was telling a couple of guys this past weekend. I was like, man, looking around, this team that we fielded this past weekend, I think might have been the best ever team that Valley's ever fielded for any game. Like, I'm talking not just for the 11. I'm saying, like, the 15, 16, 17, 18 players that we had. I was like, man, this is – if we take this squad, it's going to be a tough team to beat, you know? So, with that said, man, and, like, obviously, like, we're a little more experienced now. Gabi, like, you have that experience. Lucas has that experience. Like, he's – you know, I feel like everyone at this point either is in the best – like form that they've ever been, or we have more experience. Like I don't think I'm in my best form, but I have more experience, you know. So
that for me, that's what matters the most at the end. You know, like we have like the team that beat us in that game. They were not in shape at all. You know, they didn't even practice together. They just flew in that day and they beat us. So
yeah. So things to look forward to, man. It's exciting stuff. So hopefully it all goes well for us.
All right, so. Here it is.
Yo, but
both of you.
You can't post this podcast now.
Ah, man. Till we're out of here.
Adios.
Here we go, guys. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you.
I was a little nervous.
It was pretty cool. Thank you guys for coming and having this conversation with me. Hopefully we can get a lot of people to watch this and get to know your experience in your careers, and hopefully they go cheer for us this weekend.
Absolutely.
This episode will probably be posted after the game, so we'll see some reactions there.
If we win, we better it's posted, but if not,
we delete the scene.
You delete the whole video, bro.
Then I bring you guys back to talk about the game.
Yeah, there we go. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we will appreciate
all you. All right. Thank you.
Who's next?
We'll see.
That guy over there?
All right, so let's let them then leave, so you guys can go that way. Yeah, you can leave it. All right, we got to the end of another podcast. I wanted to let you guys know again that we are going to keep bringing well-known names from the community, like soccer directors, coaches, and Marco just covered up. And players. We'll be talking about the results of the games and updating you guys and getting the information to you of how the players feel about their games and As we talked about in this episode, Valley FC is going to the national round of 32. So depending on how they do, we'll bring more players here, coaches, supporters, and we'll talk about it. We're bringing soon the coaching staff of other rivals like Selma FC and other teams too. So please leave your like, subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notifications so you can receive the new videos when we post them. And to finish it, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you guys watching this episodes. It means a lot to us, and collaborate with us, help us. If you want to be a sponsor, we have a lot of space here. Like Lucas brought the trophy from their tournament today. You guys can put something on the table, TV. We can do some nice collaborations, and we're here open to sponsorships to keep growing. All right, so thank you for watching. See you next time.